Okay, PJMS staff. This is Tech Wednesday. Ryan said I need to record this so you guys can see what is going on. Thanks. Mr. Gagel said I look great recording this, by the way. Here is my Google Classroom page for one of my classes, Math 7 Period 4. Let me just give a quick introduction about my flipped classroom. Ryan approached me last spring about doing a flipped classroom. I had some reservations about it, some serious reservations about it, but now that I have done it, it is going way better than anything I expected. I mean, the kids are learning so much. It's such a better process. If I was me telling someone else about doing a flipped classroom, if I had reservations, knowing what I know now, I would totally jump in and do this. The kids are learning so much better. I think the instruction is being delivered in a way that fits them now, since that buzzword is digital natives. Like, they are watching the lessons through YouTube and they're connecting with the content a whole lot better than me standing up at the board and delivering that same message. And they're not as distracted. You know how it is when you're talking up there, and no matter what, there's someone trying to distract someone else, or someone makes a noise and a person will turn around and see what that kid is doing. They are completely have their headphones on and they are zoned into what the content is being delivered. Whether they're watching that at home or whether they didn't get a chance to watch it at home, they watch it in my class on a laptop, and it's the same way. They put the headphones on, they might as well be in a totally different room because it is just them and the instruction taking notes on the template that I give them to take notes on. Um, I kind of think about it as um, how information is delivered nowadays. 20 years ago, when I was in high school and I needed to fix my truck and I didn't know how, I had a friend of mine whose dad was a mechanic, and I would wait until he got off of work or had some time to come over and show me exactly what needs to be done to fix my truck. Now, if I need to fix anything on my truck, I just look it up on YouTube and there's a video that tells you how to fix your truck and get that information. So the way that information is being delivered nowadays is completely different than how it was years ago. And I'm finding that out with the kids. The way that they get content from YouTube and the results I'm seeing on their homework and their test scores we've taken are better than me delivering the best instruction I can standing in front of the classroom, because it's geared to what they like. I mean, it's been a really interesting process just seeing that. That's a little bit of background. Let me show you kind of how they go about accessing this content. Here's my Google Classroom for Math 7 Period 4. And how it would work, I would assign a video for them to watch that night. So they would go home and they'd watch the video. Here's the one I have for tomorrow. So this is what they're assigned tonight. There's the video here, and there's also a notes template that I send them home with, but I put it on here in case they forget it, then they can print it off. So the video is through YouTube, and it is just me recording a lesson on the screen, and they just watch that content. I'll fast forward just a little bit so you can see. So that's them, just me working through the problem, and they're just watching that and they're taking notes on the same exact template that I have up there. Videos, I'm trying to make them 15 to 20 minutes, no longer, so that they don't lose attention span. So that's the video. The videos are also on, since they're on YouTube, some kids have subscribed directly to my YouTube channel, and so they get updates when new videos are posted. And some of them still rely on the videos through the district website, through our School Wires account, so that I post them on there as well, and they can go on there and get like all that information. So I've seen the kids use it like a variety of different ways. Let's see if we can get back to the classroom. Okay, so here's a notes template that they can print off. So see, it's just a blank copy, and I require them to take notes while they watch the video, bring those notes back in the next day, and then I give them points for doing that. There are participation for going through those steps, watching the video. Okay, so the kids would come in the next day. I do a warm-up of what they watched, and then we do a quick I do a quick review of the steps of how to go about solving those problems on the warm-up, and then we jump right into either correcting the homework if we had, or not homework, it's actually an assignment. So we would correct the assignment they did in class the day before, and then we jump right into today's assignment. And I've been having about a half hour's time frame to work on whatever project or assignment I'm doing for that day that corresponds to the video they watched the night before. Okay, so about 80 to 90% of the class is able to follow that format. But some kids do not have internet access at home. For some of those kids, have some jump drives, some thumb drives I've given them, so that's taking care of some of the ones without internet access, but there's still some that do not. So what they do is when they come into class, they do not do the warm-up, they do not join us in the correcting, they just right away get on a laptop and then they watch the video, and it takes about 15 to 20 minutes. So by the time that they are done, they are about at the same time frame as the other students starting the assignment that goes with the video, and they just got done watching the video, so then they're starting the assignment too. They have a little bit shorter time in class to do the assignment, but then their homework becomes going home and finishing that assignment, where the other kid's homework is to go home and watch the video. So either way, they still have work to do at home, is how it's kind of been working out. I keep everything posted on here, all the assignments, all the videos. One good thing that's really been helping out is when kids are sick, when they're gone, they have complete access to all the instructional materials, all the assignments, everything that they need. I've had a kid go on a hunting trip for a few days, came back, wrote me a note saying how thankful they were that I had the videos and the assignments, because they could do everything, come back in the next day and just pick up right where they left off. Like, they didn't miss anything at all, so they were excited about that. Most of the kids are enjoying the flipped classroom content. I would say I posed a question at the beginning of the year. I'll scroll down here, see if I can find it. About a week and a half into school, I asked them, do you like a flipped classroom so far, why or why not? In each class I did this. I had about 3 or 4 students in every class out of a class of 25 that said they didn't like the flipped classroom at all. They had some problems with it, didn't like the content being delivered through video. Some of them didn't have access to internet at home, so they said it wasn't really a benefit for them to have a flipped classroom. So we're looking at 90% say yes, they do like a flipped classroom. 10% are saying no, they do not. But those that don't like it, even if they have to watch the video at home, it's no different than a traditional classroom, because they're still coming to class, they're getting the instruction in class and getting the assignment just like any other math class would work. I mean, it doesn't follow anything different whether they're watching it on video or not. Some of the comments, we can take a look at those. Here's just some samples of what people said. Some gave some good reasons, some just said yes. Some said no. This person gave some really good insight into why she likes the flipped classroom. And she struggled quite a bit last year in math, from what she's told me. And she's told me a few different times that she really enjoys the format of the class. I've had other parents too contact me and say they appreciate it because they can watch the lessons with their kids at home and help their kids with the homework, or if they're not helping them, at least get an understanding of what their kids are doing at school, what they're learning and what's going on. So this student says, yes, I do very much. I love the flipped classroom very much because it helps me not be as confused and I don't go home frustrated. I also like the idea if I don't get how to do the current lesson, I can just rewatch the video at home. I think it helps me be more successful this year in math, and I'm more excited for math than ever, which is awesome. Here's another student talking about the ability to be able to rewind, watch the video again. Another great thing about the videos, I think it includes the um, differentiating for all the kids. I mean, if a kid doesn't need to watch the whole entire video, knows how to do it, maybe did it a few years ago, has a high enough ability to pick it up, they can just stop the video, do the notes on their own, check to make sure their answers are right, and move on. They don't need to spend that time getting the instruction. The kids that need the extra help can pause it, they can rewind it, they can go back again, they can watch it with parents. Um, so it provides like different levels of instruction for the kids that you guys that we're teaching. The big thing, being able to be in the classroom and help them out on their assignment and answer questions. I usually have the desk in groups so that they can all just kind of work on the assignment and talk about it, and you walk around, you hear math conversations among other types of conversations, and things are getting done, they're asking questions, and I think that's the big thing, is the assignment is getting done in class, and you're there to work through those tough concepts with them in class instead of outside of class. Uh,
Parents appreciate not getting frustrated with teaching or going over the lessons with their kids?
Ryan just asked if parents appreciate not getting frustrated with the lessons or the homework at home when they're reviewing it. I think so, absolutely. I've had a few parents say that that's been helpful, not to have to deal with that. And that was one of the big sellers of the flipped classroom, just looking at videos over the summer trying to decide whether to go this route or not. Pretty much every video said that's one of the key things, is to be able to differentiate your instruction and to save the frustration at home, where a kid hears a lesson in the morning and has to wait until 5 o'clock at night in order to start applying what they learned and trying to recall that information.
They need to sleep on it. When they get home Wednesday.
Yeah, they get to sleep on it.
As far as preparation, when do you make your videos? How much time is that taking?
Ms. Clausen asked, when do I make the videos? I make those right after school. I just have to build the notes like I would any normal lesson, and then it takes me anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes to get them recorded. It's not a whole lot of extra time because I need to prepare the notes. I would need to work through them anyway to get ready for the next day's instruction if I wasn't doing flipped. So all I'm doing is just tagging on the extra 15-20 minutes to hit record and get that done right on the screen.
How do you prepare? What do you do for a day? Do you plan for a sub or it's an emergency Sunday?
Miss Vadine asked, what do you do if there's a sub or emergency sub day? I'm trying to keep about 3 or 4 days out ahead of schedule. And Miss Vadine just reminded me too, something else exciting. Miss Hanley and I have talked about this, and we're kind of taking it to the next level. Like, my room is going to become a self-paced math classroom starting this week, because now I've realized there's nothing holding the kids back from going further. Like when I gave the chapter 1 test, right after the test, kids were like, hey, is the next video loaded so I can start? And that just like had the light bulb go off in my head that the instruction doesn't need to stop just because the classroom isn't ready. So I'm making videos ahead of time so kids that want to move ahead can just move from one video to the next, move from one assignment to the next, check with me to make sure their assignment is good, test when they get done with that. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to roll out, just letting kids move at a pace they move instead of waiting for the next day for the teacher to be ready and the class to be ready.
Testing scores and looking at math data. Do you have any predictions for what all math might be different in winter math?
Ms. Fadine asked about math map. I don't know. Math scores can always fluctuate so much depending on the day. My test scores for chapter 1 and chapter 2 are a little bit higher than they were last year. Nothing like super significant where you can say, oh wow, this is mind-blowing, like, great instruction going on and like kids are learning a whole lot better. I think they're learning better just based on the amount of questions that I'm receiving and the amount of understanding that I'm seeing compared to last year. And the test results are a little bit better than last year, but I mean not significantly like so much better black and white comparison. Miss Hanley?
I can just
Okay. So Miss Hanley just mentioned part of her own research on flipped classroom, looking into it. You usually see about 7 to 10% higher test scores on average in a flipped classroom, but you also see witness a whole lot more higher retention. Just the delivery and the application of the content uh, has higher knowledge retention.
So what do you think would happen if a student had most of her work in a flipped classroom, like language, math, science, geography, computers, whatever, like it had most of their work to do in video, you know what I mean? Like right now you have
Yeah,
me.
right, right. Because I'm one of the only classrooms doing it
Yeah.
here. But it would be different if each class was doing a flipped and they had to watch those videos nightly and then come in the next day. I don't know how different it would be. Last year, I mean, I gave my homework goal for last year was about a half hour of homework each night. And I don't know if other classes do homework nightly or what they do. I think it just kind of takes the place of homework.
So they're doing about half an hour still.
They're still doing about a half hour, yeah. By the time they watch the video, take the notes, um,
No fighting with parents on this, though. Much less frustration while they're doing the work, though, because it's way more helpful classroom.
they seem more engaged when they're watching the video. And for what I kind of sense, I'm just kind of speculating. Like it's watching them watch the video in class, the ones that I can see them watch. It's almost like it's not a mentally super challenging task. It's almost kind of decompressing and more of a relaxing assignment to tune in, watch the video, get the instruction, compared to going home with problems and trying to decipher the meanings and get those worked out. Because we do that during the class time when they have support of their friends or me at home. It's just getting that knowledge inside of them to be ready for the next day. So I wonder how that would work with all the classes doing that.
About a half an hour of video and then
Right. I mean, that would,
that'd be 2 hours of homework every night.
yeah. And we got sports and we have, other things going on. I mean, the kids are busy these days.
And you're more typically at 15 minutes or so.
I try and do it 15, 20 minutes. But if you pause, rewind, it could be, it could be a half hour.
So did you take training on this, or did you learn this through online?
I just learned it online.
Yeah.
Yeah, looked up how to get your Promethean board to record and go from there.
What about homework completion? Is it a lot higher homework completion rate than last year?
I haven't really looked into that too much yet. I would think it is because we're doing everything in class. And the goal is to make my assignments short enough so that they can get it done in class. Because the ones that are watching the videos at home, I don't want them taking the work with them home. I want them to be able to take that half hour of practice and be able to get it done like right here in class.
So you're still using the same worksheets and book and assignments?
Same thing, it's just modified them so that they would, be able to fit what we're doing. Yeah.
Okay, so you
Yeah, I have the same warm-ups, same notes, same assignments, everything. I've shortened some stuff because last year we had 68 minutes, so I could do a lot more content. But this year it's shorter, so I've had to shorten a little bit of everything.
so the only thing that's online is their homework.
Yeah, the only thing that is just there
Do you call it
watching.
homework?
Video and notes.
I just call it video.
Video?
Yeah,
Notes
So
a bit more long.
everything else is still the same?
everything else is still the same.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
So you didn't have to create new stuff.
I didn't. No, just tweak what I already had. Yeah,
Will you use these videos next year?
that's the plan.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice too that you're not. I mean, last year by the time you get to my last classes, I would get tired of saying the same things like over and over again. And like sometimes I would skip out stuff because I'm just ready to move ahead a step instead of repeat the whole process of doing the step again. Um, so I think it's just I'm delivering better lessons through the video, not saying it over and over again throughout the day, and I'm just kind of like more refreshed throughout the day.
So I know you have a sense of humor. Do you tell jokes during your lesson?
A little bit,
Little
yeah,
fun?
yeah.
Okay.
I get some stuff in there. Yeah. And the kids will come in like the next day and they'll they'll say like, "Oh, you said this in the video or this or why do you always say that, Mr. Peterson?" Cuz I don't know, I call like numbers and stuff like puppies and stuff. I'll be like, "Move that puppy over here, circle that puppy and check if it's right." And so they'll be like, "Why do you keep calling those puppies?" And it's like, so just things to keep them
Okay.
keep that interest sparked.
So you're not just dry.
Yeah, yeah, try and change it up. But I was thinking about it this last 2 weeks too. Like I don't know how anyone else can use like flipped classroom because I don't know how other content is delivered. But I was thinking also anything because our classes are already so short. Anything you can save where you are not standing and giving instruction to the kids, like I don't know if it's like a science lab or I don't know what language arts teachers would do, but if you're talking to the kids for 10 minutes about something, how you want something done, or what type of project you're going to work on, why not try and deliver that through video so they could watch how to set up a science lab the night before or how they want you to do this project. Come in the next day, they're already kind of front loaded. That's going to save you 10 minutes of talking or however long, and they can get to work. And the ones that didn't watch it can go watch it, come back, and they're ready to join the class and just kind of blend right in. I mean, I was just trying to think of ideas other people could use to save them time this year. And I don't know how everyone else would use it, but if someone has ideas, I'd be happy to talk to people about it.
It's like former language arts.
Yeah.
And textbook is all online. And I was almost 100% flipped.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Set that home. I didn't record my own because I used the textbook.
Right, the textbook had it. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That YouTube channel easy to set up.
Yeah, the YouTube channel is easy to set up. It's just you can even set it up through your school account. I kind of got it mixed up. I had my personal account in there. I started creating videos on there, and so the kids were like, "Why do you have your personal account on there? Or why is there a picture with you with a moose?"
Yeah, where's the picture?
But so here's my personal one. I have 61 subscribers now that have tuned into my math lessons. But you can use your @apps account also, and then you can just start uploading, and then kids could subscribe to your channel, and you can just have content on there.
Do they get advertisements from anybody else?
But I don't think so, cause some of those ads are not really
Yeah.
all that good. But I haven't had an ad pop up, or else no one's said anything yet about an ad popping up. And every time I've watched them, like I'll put it on and I'll just click on it to see, how it kind of starts or make sure like it's loaded correctly and there was no glitches. I haven't seen an ad pop up yet.
That's fine. The fact that kids can go ahead, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the kids being able to go ahead.
And I'm kind of there with computers too, so my kids are ready to go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be cool.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. Yeah, no problem.
Should we clap?
You guys hear that? That's clapping for me. All right, end of tech session.